My name is Brad Sims, 30 years old. I'm from Waldorf, Maryland. I ended up getting a really late start, 2 months to be exact, because things didn't pan out with my filmer. So I ended up asking Christian Rigal to film me.
I'm Christian Rigal, Brad Sims filmer for Real BMX.
One of the reasons I chose Christian is because he did a great job with the video last year. Him and Chad placed second. He's also like a human GPS when it comes to spots.
I was stoked when Brad hit me up about shooting Real BMX this year because I've always been into his riding, and I feel like a lot of the footage that he's had over the years is always filmed by just some random person in a different country, and I've always wanted to shoot with him because I think his riding and the things that he does should be shown properly. And I'm very familiar and comfortable shooting with my friends, and that's usually who I work with. And although I've met Brad before, I've never really spent much time with him, and I'm not super familiar with his riding. So I think this will be a fun project to be able to, get to know someone new and ride with him and shoot with him. And yeah, I think those sections are going to be really rad.
The day I fly into San Diego, Christian picks me up and he steps out of his truck and he has a brace on his foot. And I look down at him and I'm thinking, what happened to your foot? He goes, oh, I fractured it the other day. And the first thing that runs through my mind is filmer number 2. I'm gonna have to go searching for a third filmer.
I went to the hospital, got an x-ray, got a boot, got some pain pills, and I was in the streets the next day. So yeah, it was an interesting week shooting with the boot.
The way I approach this video part is the same way I approach any other part, because I have never had more than a few weeks or a month to work on a project. So I don't really know how to go out any other way other than just to go out and film a clip. 1 or 2 a day, or a few a week. That's how I'm gonna go about doing it. So there's really no stress on my back. I'd be stressed if I had maybe 2 weeks. So I think it'll work out fine.
We're a little behind from where we start, but in reality, we already, I'm stoked on everything we've got, and I think it just makes us more eager and excited to get out there and be productive. And although we didn't have as much time as everybody else, I don't think you'll be able to tell a difference when you watch the video. And a late start never hurt anybody, so get the party going.
I'm Brad Sims, and this is my Real BMX video part.
I think all of us were excited to see some new, fresh Brad Sims footage. What did you guys think about his part?
I was so excited to see Brad getting this opportunity and teaming up with Christian. I was really curious to see how it all went down. I thought it was great. One of my favorite clips is when he did the backwards grind on the rail and he landed and did manual 180 down the set. I thought that was really cool.
He's got everything from tech moves to riding off of roofs, doing feeble grind to 360 and riding off the roof. Yeah, this part has everything. The clip where he does the manual to rail hop, I mean, that's probably like an 8 to 10 foot drop. Most likely, if you take the average bike rider there, they would just see the rail hop, but the fact that he looked way behind him and said, oh, I can start over here and do a manual and make it that much crazier, that like shows a big creativity aspect of it, and that's really, really, really cool to see.
On the white ledges, when he came up from the side, did a full 90-degree angle, and he jumped onto the slanted ledge, and then he gapped to feeble grind down the second stage. I thought that was absolutely insane.
All those lifestyle clips were kind of to show how Brad travels the world constantly. Like, he had a cool little theme in the beginning, and the clip of him on the train, and he had a nice direction going through the whole thing. Christian's definitely got a style of his own right now, and I'm digging it.
I mean, those could all been riding clips that you were able to throw in there. Do you think that it takes away?
Sometimes when you're trying to force something in there that's going to upset the rhythm of the video, it's a lot different, but Christian is one of the best out there, so he knew exactly how to present it right and make the feel of the video perfect.
Seeing Brad's riding in the hands of one of the most professional filmers was so good. Can't leave out the manual tap 180 at Rincon. That's like Brad Sims' signature trick. Most people don't even want to do that on a flat rail or something. That thing is huge.
That's like the most deadliest trick that you could do at that spot. He's the only person I've ever seen do that trick like well.
What did you guys think about the music and the overall vibe?
I thought it was a really unique song choice because it was a slower female voice. It made for like a mellower vibe, but the riding was so good that it almost made for like a triumphant feel to the part. It just made the impact that much heavier. Like sometimes you don't need heavy music to have a heavy impact. Sometimes the riding just speaks for itself. I would say the only thing that I would have done differently is the clip of him hopping on the parking garage to the rail. That was a little confusing on what was going on there. Maybe just like a fisheye shot from the top to kind of give it a little bit more of a view, but I mean, everything else was perfect, I think.
We've watched all the videos, and the bronze medals go to Brad Sims and Christian Rigal.